Pero kung bago ka pa lang sa aking channel, paki-like, share, and click the subscribe button and the notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa mga parating ko pang uploads.
Angela woke up feeling sore down there. Sa pagkakatanda niya, ay hindi lamang siya isang beses inangkin ng asawa. It was thrice or 4 times as she remembered. Wala na sa tabi niya si Aida nang magising siya. Tinatamad siyang bumangon ngunit kailangan niyang maligo dahil, God! The one they had last night was the first time. Napangiti siya na maalala ang nangyari sa kanila kagabi. She walked naked towards the comfort room and took a hot shower. Nang matapos ay nagsuot lamang siya ng cotton shorts at simpleng t-shirt. Sa hubog ng kanyang katawan, walang mag-aakala na may anak na siya. Napatingin siya sa pinto ng silid na may marinig na hiyaw ng isang bata. Kilala niya ang boses na iyon. Mabilis siyang lumabas at natungo sa living area. Nanlaki ang mata niya sa gulat na makita ang isang batang babae na nakikipagkwentuhan kay Aidan. Nangilid ang kanyang mga luha na makita ang matagal na niyang gustong mayakap. UK? Tawag niya sa bata na agad namang lumingon sa kanya. Isang malapad na ngiti ang gumuhit sa labi ng bata. Mommy? Tumakbo ito palapit sa kanya na sinalubong niya ng mahigpit na yakap. Oh God, I missed you, baby. Hinagtan niya ang bata ng maraming beses sa mukha. Pinupog niya ito ng halik like she always did. I miss you too, Mommy. Ang tagal mo po nawala. Saan ka ba galing, Mommy? Nakakunot ang noon ni Yuki na tumingin sa kanya. Pinahid niya ang mga luha, saka ngumiti sa anak. Mommy had been through something, baby. It was a long story, but the important thing is, I'm here. Mommy is here and Mommy will not leave you again. Muli niyang niyakap ang bata. Sobra niya itong namiss. 2 taon lamang ito na maaksidente siya pero ngayon, 5 taon na ito kung hindi siya nagkakamali. Kumala sa yakap niya si Yuki at tinapunan ng tingin ng isang babaeng nakaupo sa couch at nakamasid sa kanila. It was her cousin Gwyneth. Anak ito na nag-iisang kapatid ng kinilala niyang ama na umampon sa kanya. They're not blood related but she is still a family. See? I told you Mommy is still alive, Tita Gwen. Yuki stuck out her tongue to Gwen. Baby, that's not nice. Saway niya sa anak. It's fine, sanay na ako kay Yuki. Inisian siya ni Gwen. No, that's not fine. Binalingan niya ang anak na nakanguso na naman. Yuki, sticking out your tongue to people is not nice, okay? Promise you won't do it again. I am sorry, Mommy. Naiiyak na yumuko ang bata. Ikaw naman, Angela, para sa simpleng bagay pagagalitan mo na kaagad ng bata? Come here, Yuki. Tita's not mad at you at what you did. Nagdadalawang isip na tumingin si Yuki sa kanya at kay Gwen. Kinukonsente ng kanyang pinsan na maling gawa ng bata at hindi siya sang-ayon dito. She looked at Aidan asking for a word to stop the woman. Your mommy is right, Yuki. It's not right, but you can make it right by saying sorry. Marahang tumango ang bata at lumapit kay Gwen. I am sorry, Tita. It's okay, Yuki. Gwen squeezed Yuki's cheeks. Tinapunan naman siya na masamang tingin ni Gwen. What was that look for? What are you doing here, Gwen? The woman gave her a slight smile. Hinatid ko lang naman ang anak mo dito, Angela. Aside from that, I took care of her while you're living a life without her. You should thank me for that. Stop it, Gwen. Nobody asked you to do that. Bakas sa mukha ni Aidan ang inis sa babae and she's wondering why. Alam naman niyang hindi malapit si Aidan sa adopted family niya pero hindi naman to the point na maiinis at magagalit siya sa mga ito. Yes, nobody asked me to because I did it for you, Aidan. Namilog ang mata niya sa sinabi ni Gwen. Tama ba ang nasa isip niya ngayon? Did her husband cheated on her with Gwen? Ayaw niyang pangunahan ng pagdududa ang lahat kaya tumingin siya ng diretso sa asawa. Anong ibig niyang sabihin, Aidan? Did you? Halos hindi niya maituloy ang sasabihin dahil naroon ang kanilang anak. So, she called Walton that hurriedly came to her. Pakihatid si Yuki sa kwarto niya. Binalingan naman niya ang anak. Go to your room, baby. I have surprise for you there. Masiglang tumakbo patungo sa silid nito ang bata. Noong wala na ito, ay tinapunan niya ng tingin ng dalawang nilalang na kasama niya. May kailangan ba akong malaman, Aidan? Mahinahon niyang tanong sa asawa. Yes, Angela, you need to know what happened. I said stop it. Natigalgal si Gwen sa pagtaas ng boses ni Aidan, maging siya ay nagulat sa naging reaksyon ng asawa. Get out of my house, Gwen, before I lost my control. Aidan gave her cousin a warning look. Natakot naman ang kanyang pinsan, kaya nagmamarcha itong umalis. Nang wala na ito, ay hindi pa rin kalmado ang asawa. Ayaw niya na mag-away sila kaya mahinahon niya itong tinanong. Love, I will believe to whatever you say, so please tell me what I need to know. Sinapon niya ang pisngi ng asawa at pinihit ito paharap sa kanya. Did you and Gwen had an affair while I'm gone? Pinipilit niyang huwag humaglagpos ang galit dahil nasa sense niya na may namagitan sa dalawa. Hindi lamang niya tiyak kung hanggang saan ang namagitan sa mga ito. Mali ang iniisip mo, love. Hindi kita magagawang lokohin. May pakausap sa tinig nito habang nakatingin sa mga mata niya. I know that, love. Alam ko na hindi mo magagawa yan, pero bakit nasabi iyon ni Gwen kanina? May hindi ba ako alam na nangyari habang wala ako? Aidan took a deep breath. He inhaled sharply. Ilang buwan mula nang mawala ka, hindi ko alam kung paano magsisimula. Halos gabi-gabi akong lasing at hindi makausap. Yuki stayed at my parents every time I got drunk. Then one day, Gwen came into my doorstep. She offered help in taking care of Yuki. Dahil pinsan mo siya ay hinayaan ko siya sa gusto niyang gawin. She took care of Yuki until one night, I was drunk. Gwen jumped on me and kissed me. The next day, I woke up naked with her on my bed. Hindi ko maalala kung may nangyari sa amin pero maniwala ka, hindi kita niloko. I am sure nothing happened between us, but she's insisting that I took advantage of her while I'm drunk. Nakita niya ang kaguluhan sa isip ng asawa. Based on what Aidan said, it was clear that he doesn't remember anything that night. Sigurado niyang isa kay Aidan at Gwen ang nagsisinungaling. Aalamin niya kung sino nagsisinungaling sa mga ito. I believe you, love. Sabit niya sa kaniyakap ang asawa. Yes, she believes her husband. Why? She knew than anyone else in this world. She knew every meaning of his breath. Thank you, my wife. Kinabukasan ay masayang kumakain ng almusal silang mag-anak. It was the first time after she had an accident na nakumpleto ang pamilya niya sa hapagkainan. Lahat ng paborito nilang mag-anak ay nakahain sa mesa. They were happy just like before. Mommy, where's the baby in your tummy? Natigilan siya sa tanong ni Yuki. Nagkatingin na naman sila mag-asawa na kapwa hindi alam ang itutugon sa bata. Tita Gwen said you killed the baby. Is that true, Mommy? Nakita niya ang pagigpit ng hawak ni Aidan sa kubyertos, maging siya ay nanggigigil sa kanyang pinsan sa mga kasinungalingan nitong sinabi sa kanyang anak. Baby, that's not true. Your mommy didn't kill the baby. Tita Gwen is lying. Agad namang paliwanag ni Aidan sa anak. I knew it. That woman is lying. Momila said that mommy had an accident, that is why she lost the baby. Sabi ni Momila, huwag daw ako maniniwala kay Tita Gwen because she only wants to replace you, Mommy. Sobrang nagpapasalamat siya sa ina ni Aidan sa hindi pagpapabaya kay Yuki noong wala siya. Her mother-in-law is such a great mother. Tama ang sinabi ni Mamila. Mommy had an accident and the baby didn't survive. Don't worry. Let's pray to God to send us more babies. Do you like? Ahabot tegang ngumiti ang bata at magkakasunod na tumango sa ama. Tahimik lang naman si Angela na nakikinig sa kanyang mag-ama. She mouthed thank you to Aidan when he threw her look. Ngumiti naman ito sa kanya. Sa likod ng kanyang utak ay naiisip niya ang pinsan. Masyado nang maraming atraso sa kanya ang pinsang hilaw niya. Hindi naman talaga siya close sa mga kamag-anak na mga umampon sa kanya dahil iyon ang bili ng mga ito sa kanya. Never trust even your relative. Iyon ang salita ng kinilala niyang mga ama na hindi niya makakalimutan. Ngayong alam na niya kung bakit iyon ang mahigpit na bilin sa kanya. Hindi mapagkakatiwalaan ang mga kamag-anak niya. Later that day, Aidan went out to fetch his mother at the airport. Hindi ito nakasabay sa pag-uwi ni na Yuki at Gwen sa Pilipinas dahil may inasikaso pa ito sa may iwang business sa Australia. Kakapatulog niya lang kay Yuki para sa everyday sleep routine nito. She walked outside her room quietly. Na makababa sa living area, ay narinig niya ang kaguluhan sa labas ng bahay. Nakita niya ang mga bantay ng bahay na nagtitipon sa tapat ng gate at may pinipigilang tao na makapasok. When she looked closely, she saw Gwen furiously yelling at Walton and the other men. Nanhingkit ang mata niya rito. She inhaled sharply as she walked towards them. "What is this, Gwen?" Mataas ang boses na tanong niya sa pinsan. Huminto ito sa paghihiyaw ngunit nanatili sa paligid nito ang mga tauhan ng asawa. Lumapit naman sa kanya si Walton. "Miss Angela, mahigpit po kasi nabili ni Master Aidan na huwag pong papapasukin ng pinsan ninyo. Pasensya na po pero sumusunod lang po kami sa utos ni Master." Paliwanag nito. "It's okay, Walton. Do your job." Tinapunan niya na masamang tingin si Gwen. "What do you want this time, Gwen?" Nauubos na ang pasensya niya sa pinsan kaya kahit siya ay ayaw na din na makita ang pagmumukha nito. "I'm sure. Alam mo na ang nangyari sa amin ng asawa mo, Angela. Hindi ako papayag na hindi niya ako panagutan." Angil nito sa kanya. She rolled her eyes and gave Gwen a boring look. "Are you really sure na may nangyari sa inyo ng asawa ko, Gwen? Do you have a proof or something like a video of him fucking you in every hole of your body?" Namutla ito sa sinabi niya. She saw her breathing became heavy and her body became uneasy. "Hindi pa ba malinaw sa'yo, Angela? O magmamaang-maangan ka pa? Niloko ka na ng asawa mo? He fucked another woman while you were there suffering with your amnesia." Gwen smirked at her, trying to tease her to be furious. Sa halip na magpuyo sa galit, ay kinalma ni Angela ang sarili. She smiled at her cousin. "Bakit parang masaya ka pa na may naging babae ang asawa mo habang wala ka?" Naguguluhang tanong ni Gwen sa kanya. "I am not happy about that. It's just that my inner goddesses are laughing at you now." She stepped forward and Gwen stepped back. Bakas ang takot rito. "Ganyan ka na ba ka-desperada, Gwen? You came to the point of making up stories? How much more desperate action do you have under your sleeves, lady?" Angela sneered at her cousin. She can't help it. Gusto man niyang maniwala sa mga sinasabi nito na niloko siya ng asawa, ngunit alam niya sa sarili niya na hindi iyon magagawa ng asawa. She knew her husband more than anyone else in this world. "Paniwalaan mo? Gusto mong paniwalaan, Angela? But that won't change the fact that Aidan and I shared a night together. I won't forget that night." Nang aasar siyang tiningnan ni Gwen, naikuyam naman ni Angela ang kamao. Handa na niyang sampalin ng pinsan na may humintong kotse sa tapat nila. Bumaba mula sa kotse ang umahangos niyang asawa. Agad itong lumapit sa kanya. "What are you doing here, Gwen? Hindi mo ba titigilan ang pamilya ko?" Galit na asik ni Aidan kay Gwen. "Hindi mo masisira ang pamilya ko, Gwen. Umalis ka na." Mukhang hindi naman natinag ang kanyang pinsan sa angil ni Aidan. Kumisi lang ito sa kanilang mag-asawa. "Hindi naman ako sumira sa pamilya mo, Aidan. Ikaw at ang tawag ng iyong katawan na sumira sa pamilya mo. Don't put all the blame in me here. I am just a victim here trying to seek justice to what you did to me." Hindi talaga ito titigil hanggat hindi nakakukuha ang gusto nito. "Ano bang gusto mo, Gwen? Pera? Sustento sa luho mo? Come on, tell me. How much do you want to shut up your itching vagina?" She hissed at her cousin. Mahinang tumawa si Gwen, saka tinapunan siya na masamang tingin. Bigla itong namula sa galit. "Do you really think I am after your fucking money, Angela? I have my money. What I want is your husband." Natigilan si Angela sa sinabi ng pinsan. She felt Aidan's body tense in anger. "Don't worry, cousin. I don't mind sharing. Sa iyo siya sa gabi, sa akin siya sa araw. Doesn't that sound good?" Hindi na natapos pa ni Gwen ang sasabihin nang malakas niyang pinadapo ang kanyang palad sa pisngi nito. It made a sound that made everyone dare to stop. "Hindi laruan ang asawa ko para paghatian natin. Sa akin lang ang asawa ko." Pinandin sa kanya si Gwen sa galit. Ito ang unang pagkakataon na nasagad ang pasensya niya. She has patience of 10 human beings, but now, it just dropped to 0. "At paano naman ang ginawa sa akin ng asawa mo, Angela? Don't wait for me to file rape charges against him before you do something about it." May pagbabanta nitong saad. Hindi naman siya natinag ni kahit katiting sa sinabi nito. "Are you threatening us, Gwen?" Nang uuyam niyang tanong rito. "No, I'm not. I am just telling you what I can do." Angela heard her husband sighed. Sigurado siyang napapagod na ito sa mga hindi matapos na problema nilang mag-asawa. Naawa na siya rito. Alam niyang marami itong pinagdadaanan noong wala pa siya. Ngayon, ito dapat ang damayan niya. Hindi niya ito iiwan at hindi siya magpapadala sa mga kasinungalingan ni Gwen para sirain sila. Do what you want to do. You can never destroy us. Matigas niyang wika sa mukha ng pinsan. Ngumisi lang ito, saka tila nababaliw. If that's the case, my son will also file a case against you for destroying her image and threatening his family. Napatingin sila sa babaeng nagsalita. It was Aiden's mother. Kanina pa pala ito nakikinig sa kanila. Tingnan natin kung sino ang paniniwalaan ng korte kapag nakita nilang CCTV ng buong bahay ng gabing iyon. Namilog ang mga mata ni Gwen sa sinabi ng ginang. Maging siya ay napatingin sa ina ni Aiden. What CCTV, Mom? Tanong ni Aiden sa ina. What are you talking about? Lumapit ito sa kanila, saka tinapunan na nakakalokong tingin si Gwen. I installed a CCTV in your house after Yuki told me about this one time. She saw Gwen putting something in your drink. Nagduda ako syempre. Baka nilalason ka na ng babaeng ito kaya lihim akong nagpa-install ng CCTV sa bawat sulok at bawat silid ng bahay nyo. That's when I saw what really happened that night. Hindi ko na sana pakikialaman ang ginawa ni Gwen ng gabing yon dahil hindi naman ito nagdudulot ng problema sa relasyon ninyo ni Yuki as father and daughter. But now, seeing how much she wanted to ruin my son's family, I don't think keeping proof are necessary. Wika ng ina ni Aiden. Pinalingan nito si Gwen na natulos sa kanya tatayuan. What are your plans now, woman? Still want to file a case? Gwen swallowed hard. She saw confusion and fear in her eyes. Got your tongue, Gwen? Muling tanong ng ginang. Napakurap naman si Gwen rito na tila natauhan. Sasabihan mo ba ang totoong nangyari ng gabing yon o dadalhin ko ito sa korte kasama ang CCTV footage ng gabing yon? Aiden's mother gave her cousin a threat that brought shivers in Gwen's body. Fine, singhal ni Gwen. Nothing happened between us that night, Aiden. Aiden's mother chuckled. That's right. Pinalingan siya nito. How much do you know my son, Angela? I know him more than anything in this world, ma'am, she answered. Tila pinaglalaruan ng ginang si Gwen sa paraan nito ng pagsasalita. It seems like Aiden's mother has some little secret under her sleeves and she's letting Gwen talk about it. Tinapunan ng ginang ng tingin sa Aiden na malalim ang iniisip. How much did you drink that night, son? Usisa nito. Hindi niya alam kung anong gustong mangyari ng ginang pero sigurado siya na mapapahiya si Gwen. 2 glasses of alcohol as far as I can remember. Tugon ng asawa. That's when a bell rang in her head. Bakit nga ba hindi niya naisip ang bagay na yun? Aiden has low alcohol tolerance. Madali itong malasing sa kaunting alcohol na mainom at kilala niya ang asawa. Hindi ito halos makagulapay kapag lasing. Kaya nga laging may kasamang katuuhan ito tulad ni Walton. That explains everything. Bakit ba hindi kaagad niya iyon naisip? Thanks to her mother-in-law. I think your wife just had a realization, son. Wika ng ginang na nakangiti sa kanya bago binalingan si Gwen. What is it, love? She smiled at her husband. Love, I knew it. You would never do that to me. Hindi mo ko lolokohin. Hindi mapalis ang ngiti sa labi niya habang nakangiti at nakatingin sa mga mata ng asawa. You have low alcohol tolerance, love, remember? A small amount of alcohol will make you fall asleep all throughout the night. Bakit ba ngayon ko lang yun naisip? Maybe because of your amnesia, Angela? Tinanguan niya ang biyanan bilang pagsang-ayon sa sinabi nito. Pinalingan niya si Gwen na halos magsalubong na ang kilay. Naguguluhan ito sa mga sinabi nilang dalawa ng ina ni Aiden. Nothing can really happen with you and my husband that night, Gwen. If you insist that my husband was drunk that night, then I would believe to what he said that he did not do anything on you. Aiden would probably sleep that whole night and didn't even bother touching you because I've known her for almost 10 years. I've seen him drunk and slept with him but didn't even bother paying attention on me, even if I get undressed in front of him. Not unless you did the opposite. You know what I mean. You on top of him, violating my helpless husband. Pinaningkitan siya ng mata ng pinsan. She can see the anger in her furious eyes. I've already admitted it. Nothing happened between us. Happy now, Angela? Nag-uusok ito sa galit kaya hindi na niya dinagdagan pa ang makasalita. Baka gumawa na ito ng eksena doon. And you, Aidan? After what I did to you and your daughter? Ganito lang ang igaganti mo sa akin? I was there when you were down. I was beside you when you were crying because of your wife. Hindi kita iniwan, Aidan. Ito lang ba ang makukuha ko pagkatapos kong gawin ang lahat ng ito para sa inyo? Panunumbat pa nito kay Aidan. Aidan just shook his head. Ayaw na nitong marinig ang panunumbat ni Gwen dahil hindi naman nito hiningi ang kung ano mang ginawa nito. Nobody asked you to do that, Gwen. Kaya huwag mong isusumbat sa akin ang mga bagay na ikaw naman ang may gusto. Aidan hissed at her cousin. Napuno na rin siguro ito. You could have appreciated everything that I did, Aidan. At least, be thankful that I was beside you when you're grieving. I appreciate everything you did, Gwen. I really do. Pero hanggang doon na lamang yun. I can't give you the love and affection that you want. Hinapit siya sa bewang ng asawa. I love my wife and daughter, Gwen. Alam kong makakatagpo ka ng lalaking para sa iyo. Suddenly, she felt pity for her cousin. Ngayon niya lamang ito nakita na halos malimos ang pagmamahal sa isang tao. Kahit hindi sila close nito, ay kilala niya ito bilang paborito ng buong pamilya. Gwen was the first child in the family of Flores, unang anak ng pamilya, unang apo at ang tagapagmana ng kumpanya. Nasa pinsan na niya ang lahat, ngunit narito ito at namamalimos ng pagmamahal sa kanyang asawa. Ang gwapo naman kasi ni my love. Ilang sandali pa ay mabaklang umiti si Gwen sa kanila. Alam ko naman, sa simula pa lang nawala akong chance para mahalin mo, Aidan. Ang akala ko lang kasi, magkakaroon ng puwang sa puso mo para sa akin habang wala ang asawa mo. Malungkot itong umiti sa kabumaling sa kanya. Sana, makita ko na ang lalaking magmamahal sa akin katulad ng pagmamahal sa iyo ni Aidan. Naiinggit ako sa iyo pero alam kong mali yun. Ayokong lamunin ako ng inggit kaya gagawin ko ang tama. Pasensya na kayo sa nagawa ko. I'd be lying if I say it's okay. You almost ruined our family, Gwen. She pursed her lips. Just go and don't come back again here. Tumalikod si Gwen at sumakay sa kotse nito saka umalis. Nakahingi sila na maluwag ngayong wala na ang banta sa pamilya. Saka na lang, gawin talaga ni Gwen ang tama. Habang naglalakad papasok ng bahay ay hindi napigilan ni Aida na magtanong sa ina. Where's the CCTV recording you were talking about, Mom? Wala naman kasi ako nakita sa CCTV sa bahay. Aidan's mother grinned from ear to ear. Napakunot naman na noon nilang mag-asawa sa pagngisi ng ginang. There's no CCTV recording, honey. That was me messing around with that bitch. Tawa-tawa na tumuloy sa paglakad ng ginang papasok ng kanilang bahay. Aidan and her chuckled at the realization of what her mother-in-law did. Paniwalang-paniwala pa naman siya na may ebidensya ito sa kasinungalingan ni Gwen. Her mother-in-law is one hell of bitch, just how Aidan described her mother. They walked into the house with a smile on their faces. Angela was smiling as she watched her husband and daughter playing in the pool. It was a special day because it was their 8th wedding anniversary celebration. She can still remember the day she first met Aidan. It was her adoptive parents' funeral. They died in a car crash. 5 taon lang na nakasama niya ang mga kinikilalang magulang. Napakabait ng mga ito na halos lahat ng kailangan niya ay ibinigay ng mga ito. She was so devastated when they died. She felt like her whole world fell apart. Akala niya ay nahanap na niya ang mga taong bubuo sa kanya. Pinahiram lang pala ng Diyos ang mga ito. She was just lucky that her adoptive parents, relatives were so nice. Hindi pinapakailaman ng mga ito mga ari-arian na iniwan ng mga magulang sa kanya. She lived a luxury life even if her parents were gone. On the day of the funeral, Angela noticed this family who seemed so close to her parents based on the woman's cry as she approached her mother's casket. Nakuha kaagad ang atensyon niya ng lalaki na halos kasing edad niya na nakasuporta sa ginang na umiiyak. Na lumapit siya sa mga ito, ay agad siyang niyakap ng ginang. I'm sorry, I didn't know what happened to your parents. Ngayon lang kami nakadalo dahil ngayon lang din namin nalaman. I am sorry for your lost iha. The woman's voice was soft and caring. My mama just must be so happy to know that you are here. You must be her friend. Inaya siya ng ginang na maupo. Nasa kanan siya nito habang ang lalaking kasing edad niya ay nasa kaliwa nito, nakamasid sa kanila. We were best friends actually. We've known each other since preschool. We've spent a lot of time together except this past few years. 12 years actually. The woman took a deep breath to contain her tears. My husband got sick, so we need to move to America for his treatment. Last month, he died and we were so devastated. We couldn't even come back here in the Philippines because we have a lot of memories of him here. When we heard about your parents' accident in the news, we immediately fled back here to see them. Hindi na napigilan ng ginang lumuha. Humagulgol ito na kaagad namang niyakap ng lalaking katabi nito. He must be her son. Calm down, Mom. Baka kung ano na naman ang mangyari sa inyo. Nag-aalalang wika ng lalaki habang yakap ng ina at haplos ang likod. My parents lived a happy life. I'm sure wherever they are right now, they are happy. They have each other in a peaceful life. Napatingin sa kanya ang lalaki. How can you be so calm knowing that your parents were gone? Tanong nito. She smiled sadly. They're not my parents. Mabilis na umayos ng upo ang ginang. What do you mean? Hindi ka ba si Lauren? She shook her head. Shock was written on woman's face. Realization hit the woman. Oh my God! Natutop ng ginang ang bibig niya. Lauren didn't survive the treatment? She knew Lauren. Her parents told her about Lauren after the adoption. It was their primary reason why they adopted her. Lauren has a rare disease and she was undergoing a treatment, but her body didn't survive the number of medications and treatment procedures. Lauren died at the age of 14. A year after Lauren died, she was adopted. She died 6 years ago. A year after she died, her parents adopted me. Marami pa silang napagkwentuhan ng ginang ng araw na iyon. Nasundan pa iyon kahit na nailibing na ang kanyang mga magulang. Naging pangatlong magulang na niya si Mrs. Donna Montemayor dahil nangako ito sa puntod ng kanyang adoptive parents na aalagaan siya nito. Months after her parents' funeral, Mrs. Donna Montemayor went to her and said something that blew her mind. Angela, your adoptive father and my husband made an agreement many years ago. When they're still starting a family, they agreed that their children will marry each other. You see, we had Aidan, our only son, and they had Lauren but Lauren died. They decided to adopt you to fulfill that agreement. Bahagyang umiling ang ginang. I also don't like the idea of arranged marriage, but this is my husband's last wish. I'm sure your parents told you about this. Umiling si Angela. Her adoptive parents never told her anything about the agreement, but she remembered something her mother told her. Naalala niya na may nasabi ito tungkol sa anak ng best friend nito na dapat niyang makilala. I'm sure you want to make your parents happy in heaven. They only want the best for their child, and I will make sure that my son will give you the best. Wala na siyang nagawa ng planuhin ng ginang ang kanilang kasal. Hindi na siya tumutol dahil alam niya sa puso niya na nahuhulog na ang loob niya kay Aidan. Hindi naman nagkamali si Mrs. Donna dahil ginawa ni Aidan ang lahat para maibigay sa kanya ang lahat. And until now, he's still doing his best for her and their family. Napangiti siya sa alaalang iyon. Angela, I have to tell you something. Napatingin siya sa ina ni Aidan. Nakatabi lamang niya na nasa kabilang beach chair. What is it, Mom? Do you still remember the day I came to you to tell you about the agreement that my husband and your father did many years ago? How can she forget that? She was just reminiscing it a while ago. How can I forget that, Mom? That was the day you blew my mind. She chuckled. It was not true. She stopped chuckling and looked at her mother-in-law's serious face. What is not true, Mom? She queried. The agreement. It's not true. I just made that up because my son kept on nagging me about you since the day she saw you. My son fell in love with you from the first time he laid his eyes on you. Hindi niya ako tinigilan na bisitahin ka para makita ka niya. One night, I came to his room and I saw him making a canvas of you. Hindi lang isang canvas, but a lot. He said that he will do anything for you to notice him. He wanted to marry you and be the mother of his children. That's when I made the agreement on my mind. Mrs. Donald looked at her to see her reaction. Why are you telling me this, Mom? Naguguluhan niyang tanong. Ayoko na kasi itong ilihim. You deserve to know how much my son loves you. He will do anything for you, Angela. Pinalingan niya ang mag-ama niyang mukhang napagod na maglaro at naglalakad patungo sa kanilang kinaroroonan. She smiled. May agreement o wala? I will still marry her, Mom. Mas pinabilis niya lang dahil sa agreement, but I would definitely marry him. I will still choose him and I will still love him, even if there's no agreement. I love him so much, Mom. Napangiti ang ginang sa sinabi niya. Tila nakahinga ito na maluwag at walang dinadala sa dibdib. Agad siyang ginawaran ng halik ng asawa na makalapit ito sa kanila. Si Yuki naman ay agad na kumandong sa lola nito na hindi na nakatanggi kahit isang basang-basa pa. Anong pinag-uusapan ninyo ni Mommy? You two look happy earlier. Napaka-usisero talaga ng asawa niya. We just talk about the agreement that our parents made. You see how it turned out. Tukoy niya sa kanilang masayang pamilya ngayon. Yeah, I think our fathers knew that we were meant for each other. Muli siyang hinagkan at niyakap ng asawa. Hey, you're wet. Mababasa ako. Dumukwang ito at may ibinulong sa kanya. I'll make you wet more later. In bed, love. Pakiramdam niya ay umakyat lahat ng dugo niya sa pisngi. Napainom tuloy siya ng juice. Napakalibog talaga ng asawa niya. But she's thankful that it was Aidan whom she married. Nagpapasalamat siya sa mga taong ginamit ng Diyos para maging masaya siya ngayon. She's more than happy to have a family who trust and love each other. Minsan, sa buhay, mararanasan natin ang maraming pagsubok. Sa mga pagsubok na ito, mayroong magiging dahilan ng ating pagsuko pero hindi solusyon sa pagsubok ang pagsuko. Kailangan mong harapin ang lahat ng takot.